Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at how Hyliion have jumped over 9% again in a single day. Before we get into that, make sure to hit the subscribe button and smash that like button. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this. Firstly, let's look at an article which was published by Yahoo Finance on the 2nd of September 2020, which is today of filming this video. The article states, electric vehicle companies are enjoying an incredible moment in 2020, spearheaded by Tesla, tsla, which saw shares surge 600% from their March lows, and Chinese rival NIO also enjoying a similar 700% pop. Investors also battled over shares in electric truck maker Nikola earlier this year, which debuted via a special purpose acquisition company or SPAC in June, as shares spiked about 110% in the week following its debut. Now, yet another Tesla rival is looking to make its public debut, this time in the form of Austin, Texas-based electric trucking company Hyliion. The company announced in June it would be following Nikola's lead by going public via a reverse merger with Tortoise Acquisition Corp, SHLL. From this, we can gather that Hyliion is going to be making a big appearance in the main stage and will be competing with companies like NIO and Tesla. I'm really optimistic about Hyliion's future, as I see they have a lot of potential. Also, their CEO Thomas Healy is a really good guy, and he's very good at managing the company. And we'll just get into an interview done by him in just a second. The article then also goes on to quote Thomas Healy himself and says, "What we are doing is actually focusing on the drivetrain of the vehicle as opposed to reinventing the entire vehicle from the ground up," Hyllion CEO Thomas Healy tells Yahoo Finance YFI PM. The benefit of that is it's a lot quicker of a development. I mean, I see this as a really good USP and a really good idea, as they'll get a lot more orders from companies which are small and medium, which can't afford a complete new fleet. This is why I see Hyliion as having lots of potential as well. Yahoo Finance have also recently published a video going into Hyliion itself. Without further ado, let's get into it.
As we've been highlighting, there's been a lot of excitement around the electric vehicle space. Of course, Tesla garners a lot of that attention, shares up nearly 600% since the March lows. But it's not just the Elon Musk-led company that's seeing a surge. Even Chinese competitor NIO has seen investors flood in to eat up shares. NIO's up about 700% since its own March lows. And more recently, a lot of buzz has been made by Nikola as that EV newcomer went public via a special purpose acquisition company, or SPAC, earlier in the year. And now we have another one coming down the chute. Austin-based EV company Hyliion announced it will be going public in a reverse merger plan later this year with Tortoise Acquisition Company to trade on the New York Stock Exchange. Shares in Tortoise have surged nearly 300% since the deal was announced earlier in June. And unlike Tesla, which plans to sell fully electric semi-trucks, Hyliion is looking to retrofit existing trucks with its e-axle hybrid bolt-on drivetrain. For more on that and what the company has planned, we're joined by the founder and CEO of Hyliion, Thomas Healy, that joins us now. And Thomas, talk to me about why you think that is the best strategy. I know you might have plans down the road for building your own semi-trucks, but that seems to be the differentiating factor here. So what makes you want to go that way?
So we're a powertrain company, right? So what we're doing is actually focusing on the drivetrain of the vehicle as opposed to reinventing the entire vehicle from the ground up. Now, the benefit of this is that it's a lot quicker of a development, right? If you're designing the whole vehicle, you need to worry about the headlights, the steering wheel, the seats, all the above. Versus for us, we're able to just focus on the powertrain, very, very similar to what Cummins does for the trucking industry. But then that allows us to put our powertrain in all of the existing OEMs chassis like Freightliner and Volvo and Peterbilt, right? So we're able to work with those existing OEMs and enable them to have our electric powertrain in their vehicles.
Yeah, and you got that investment from automotive parts giant Dana Inc. in terms of, I guess, helping market that technology to its slate of customers in some of those OEMs you're talking about. But you also, I guess, talk to me about the timeline too to get this out, because that's been one of the knock on some of your competitors is that the technology just takes a while to develop and actually get to market. But what are you seeing in terms of the orders that you already have from customers lining up?
So we've actually already started shipping some product into fleets today. So we actually have two products we're bringing to market. The first that you mentioned before, the hybrid electric solution, which is a bolt-on. We replace the rear axle of the truck with an e-axle, and you effectively make the truck like a Toyota Prius. We also have the Hypertruck ERX, which is a fully electric drive vehicle. And on that vehicle, we actually use a onboard natural gas generator that can kick on and charge the batteries up as you're driving. So you don't have to plug it into the grid in order to recharge the batteries. So the hybrid system, already shipping that to fleets today in low volumes, and we'll be ramping up production next year and into 2022. And then with the Hypertruck, we'll start deliveries in 21 and then going into volume production in 22.
In terms of some of your competitors commenting on that strategy, it was interesting to see Nikola CEO Trevor Milton commenting on Twitter about it. He said a few had asked him about your company and that he didn't believe that anything with emissions will survive, regardless if it's carbon neutral. I mean, what's your take on either his comments here and why it might be the best strategy? And also, I guess, just outside of him and what he has to say. I mean, he's clearly benefited from a lot of the attention the EV space has gotten right now. So, I mean, how does that all fit into why now is the right time to try the strategy you're going with and why you think he's wrong?
So all the efforts towards electrification are great, right? I mean, the ultimate goal by all these companies like Nikola, Tesla, ourselves, is that we're trying to, improve the operations of the fleet and reduce emissions. And, all three of us just are taking a different approach to the same problem. So, what Tesla's doing is using an electric truck that charges off the grid. Nikola is doing an electric truck that uses hydrogen fuel cell to recharge. And what we're doing is an electric truck that uses natural gas, and specifically renewable natural gas, to recharge. And so, when you look at those different solutions, what we really see as a game changer with ours is that with using renewable natural gas, you can actually have a net carbon negative emissions profile off of the vehicle. So when you look from like a well-to-wheel approach, so, if you think about charging a car off the grid, well, some of that electricity may come from wind and solar, but a lot of it's going to come from other sources like coal or natural gas, or, it depends on what area you're in. Versus, so there is emissions that comes from that type of recharging of a vehicle. With our solution using RNG, renewable natural gas, it's actually a net carbon negative fuel. So in a strange way, it's actually cleaner for the environment to drive our vehicles than to not drive.
Overall, I found this to be a very good interview. Please leave your comments down below and your opinions of the stock overall. Also, please comment down below what you think accurate price targets will be around the time of the merger. I'm interested to see what you guys think. As of recent and today's information, the stock's looking very promising. Lots of sale, lots of purchase volume, and lots of sell volume. However, overall I think it's going to be good in the long term, and especially up to the point of merger. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below as well. And to you guys, the true heroes, the ones who made it to this point in the video, thanks for watching. Please feel free to drop a like and hit the subscribe button. I put a lot of effort and hours of work into these videos, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys. So thank you. Also, check out my poster store in the description. Have a great day, and keep on investing. This has been Motivated Minds. See you in the next one.